Good evening out there. It's Mike Milton back in the Spotlight Podcast, episode 30. I can't believe I did 30 episodes already. Episode 30, and we got a very special guest in the house tonight. New Jersey basketball legend, McDonald's All-American Round Ball Classic, Parade All-American, New Jersey Gatorade Player of the Year 1994. We got Lamarr Greer in the building. What's up, Lamarr?
Not much, man. Man, that sounds like a lot, man. I don't realize it until somebody else says it. You know what I mean? So
indeed, man. So how you been, brother?
I've been good, man. Good. Trying to pass along all my experiences, man. That's all. Trying to pass along to this generation. Family's good. I got 3 grandsons. That's a beautiful thing. So just trying to pass everything along to them.
That's
everything's going good, man.
That's good, man. Thanks for coming on. Hold on for 1 second.
Okay.
Tonight's episode has been brought to you by Crown Trophies of Central Jersey, Hamilton, and Freehold. If you need some awards for your events, basketball games, football games, baseball games, any kind of sport events, you need something for your banquets, anything you need, they do embroidery, holler at Crown Trophy. They got a location in Hamilton, New Jersey, and they got a location in Freehold, New Jersey. Check out Crown Trophy. They got anything you need for your events. Yeah, Mara, man, I'm definitely wanted to get you on, brother. For your accolades when you played, but I see the job that you're doing down there now, and a couple of the coaches I had on before, man, all they doing is giving you high praise, man. And you got some veterans out there that's seeing the work you putting in early, brother.
Yeah, but what I do, people don't realize I watch them. You know what I mean? I watch them to see what's successful. I watch to see what works. You know what I mean? I love our state. I'm a big New Jersey guy, top, the South, North, everything. And we got some of the best coaches to ever have done this in our state.
All facts.
You know what I mean? So I look at them. I look at Phil. I look at Kevin Boyle. I look at Hurley. I look at Gene from my area. And I see what they do. And shoot, they always tell me, "Oh, Lamarr, you Lamarr," and I'm in all of them. You know what I mean? I'm trying to learn something to them, and put something in my toolbox. So a lot of things that they have done, I've watched and seen, and then I just try to apply it here.
All right, man. Let's take it back with you from the beginning, man. How was it growing up down in South Jersey, man?
It was good, man. It was good. I was my family have an amazing basketball family, and we all played basketball because I was kind of like born with the game. And born with the knowledge and the love for it, and so I just they say my story I started with, they used to take the coat hangers, I
remember that
coat hanger, and bend it into like a square and give me a sock. They ball the sock up and hanging it, and that's how I started.
Hanging on the door.
Hanging on the door.
Hanging on the door and close the door.
Yeah, that's how my whole love started for it. And then a lot of my family's from Philly, so I played with the milk crate and on the pole, on the telephone pole.
Yeah, you taking me back, brother. You taking me back.
Yeah, that's where my love started. You know what I mean? And I love the game. I love everything about the game, and watching it, and watching it over and over again, and watching it on VHS tapes, and watching games over and over. So, and then South Jersey, it was a lot of basketball tradition there too. So that kind of just ignited it. But then I realized when North Jersey brought, and I just fell in love with our state.
When was your first time picking up a rock, like in an organized game, man?
Man, I had to be at least 5, 6 years old. I was young. Yeah. I was very young. But I've always felt like I had a feel for the game. I always could read it and see what's going to happen next before the other kids did. And but my foundation, my fundamentals was always really, really sharp. Learning to use the backboard, using left hand, right hand, my fundamentals were really, really sharp. But I watched so much. I just love watching the game. And I used to I see Magic Johnson do something, and I go out to the park and try that same thing.
We all did that, bro.
We all did that. Yeah, we all did that. That was my thing. So,
when did you realize you had something special, bro?
Well, 8th grade was kind of where I started getting letters in 8th grade.
Letters from colleges?
colleges, yeah.
Oh, talk about that in the 80s.
It was, I remember that because it was I think it was Georgetown and UNLV, and that's when UNLV was like UNLV, and I couldn't believe it. You know what I mean? Like in my neighborhood where I was living at, in the little league, I was scoring 60 and 70 and like, you know what I mean? But it was like it was my neighborhood, and my mother, she wasn't a basketball person, but she did the best thing ever. She took me to North Philly and dropped me off. She just took my everybody knew my family was from Philly. My mother, she took me to North Philly, and she just dropped me off like, yo, figure it out. You know what I mean? Like I was getting 60 and 70 in South Jersey, but she took me to North Philly and just dropped me off like, yo, figure it out. Figure it out. And then when I wasn't scoring or it was hard and Mom, they won't pass the ball to me. I'm the only South Jersey dude. Whatever, you going back. Like
I love it. I love it.
Yeah, like you going back. I'm not talking to the coach. I'm dropping you off. And you gotta figure it out. But then that ignited me going to the court by myself. Like, yo, I gotta get better. So that, you know what I mean? But then like 8th grade, I started getting letters, and then I think I really had something. And then 9th grade, I was playing varsity. And I always tell people this, I played really well at Camden High. And to me, Camden High was like, you know what I mean?
So as a freshman, you was balling against Camden High?
Yeah, I had a good game. They had a great team too. I think they had like 4 or 5 Division I. That was Greg Barr in them.
Yeah, I remember Greg Barr scored 94 points in the game.
Yeah, it was Greg Barr. Yeah, they had an amazing team, and I had a good game there in their gym. And in my head, we lost. They bombed us, but in my head, I was like, wait a second. If I could play at Camden, I could play anywhere in the world. Like in my head.
Go ahead.
I'm saying, to me, that's what I was thinking in my head. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
How was playing at Overbrook, like the whole experience?
It was different. You know what I mean? Coming out of 8th grade, I had my choices of, like, I started hearing from the Catholic schools and all that stuff. But I wanted to go play with my friends. So, you know, and Overbrook wasn't really that good. But I was like, I can make them better. And I think they were like 5-20 the year before. Then we was 13-13 my freshman year. So, you know what I mean? I always felt like I could make, and I'm like I said about Magic Johnson, to me, like, if I'm good, I got to make my teammates better.
So, I love that.
Yeah, so I was making people better, and so we started winning.
So after your sophomore year, what prompted you to transfer to Middle Township?
I was, honestly, the coach really didn't know what to do with me. Because it was, you know what I mean? Like, he didn't know. And my goal, I'm watching college basketball, and I'm seeing 6'4" guards, 6'7" guards, 6'8"
He tried to post you?
No, and he was like talking about the post, and I'm like, Coach, like, I'm watching Billy Owens, I'm watching, and then, you know, I played with Frank Berg on the New Jersey All-Stars, and I was the smallest kid on the team, and I'm trying to like explain it to him, and you know, he really didn't get it. So then Frank, actually, like a story, like nobody really knows. Frank had me in line to go to Oak Hill.
What happened?
I was going to Oak Hill, talking to Steve, Coach Smith, everything. And I started talking, and they were like, yo, we're going to fly you out to West Virginia and Wolf Drive. And I was like, West Virginia? I was like, no, I don't want to do that. Like, I don't want to go that.
I feel that.
I was ready to go that far.
Yeah.
I knew I couldn't stay. And something told me I couldn't stay at Overbrook because they weren't going to push me to where I needed to go. And my mother and my mother's side, they all went to Middle Township, and you know, we used to go to their games. And I was like, Dad, they had a couple Division I players. You know, the coach is hard. I'm a be me wherever I go. So like, I literally like walk into Middle Township the first day of school. I went to Overbrook with Drew, drove down to Middle Township, walked in the first day, and it was just like, wait a second, you're coming here? And I was like, yeah, my grandmother lived down the street. I'm gonna come here, and you know, and I'm gonna be me wherever I go. Yeah.
So what kind of adjustments did you have to make, or how long before it was just your show?
Well, you know, I'm a Jersey guard, so my thing was, yo, I'm gonna go in here, let everybody know, like, I'm here. You know, I'm not here to play around. Like, I'm not here to play around. You know what I mean? So like I'm here, and that summer I went to ABCD. I was at ABCD that summer after my sophomore year. I was at ABCD, and so I was really like confident, like, and I was like, look, I'm not coming here to play around. I'm not here to go out and do all those things, and I'm not here for the boardwalk and all that kind of stuff. And the best thing ever is I made friends with the custodians. That was the best thing ever. Cause they was like, Lamarr, we here at 6. If you come at 6, we'll open the door. You can do your thing while we get the school ready. So every day I was walking from my grandmother's house I would get to school at 6 a.m. I work out, take a shower, go to school.
Wow.
Every single day. And then like Tuesday and Thursday, they had a couple old heads come in. I would play with them. But Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I'd get up, I'd wake myself up. My grandmother wasn't up, so I had to wake myself up at 5:15, out the door 5:30, walk like a quarter of a mile to my high school. The custodians let me in, and I'll do my thing.
How did you know like what type of drills to do and stuff like that by yourself?
It was really just watching basketball. I would watch guys that I could relate to, like a Jimmy Jackson in Ohio State.
He was nasty.
Yeah, like but they were they were like me. Like Jimmy Jackson was a 6'4" big guard.
He was nasty.
He was tough. And I don't know, like now I'm blessed to have this vision in my head. I was already looking at college, like what translates, what do I need to work on? What's Jimmy Jackson doing? Like I said, what's Billy Owens doing? And like what translates. So I would see them do a move or do something, and I would literally go in there and work on it. Just work on that move, work on it.
So y'all ended up that 93 team, y'all ended up having a state championship team. But when did you know during that season, like, yo, we about to make a run?
Yeah, well, I know they went to the state finals the year before. And it was my mother, and I love basketball. I'm like, Mom, my mom took me up to the game, and I watched it, and they lost their point guard, and I knew that. And then I met Stefano at which it was Eastern Invitational. So I met him, and I knew I'm like, yo, you from my mom's area, so we kind of like talked and bonded a little bit at Eastern Invitational. And then I transferred in, and I'm like, wait a second, they got all this back, and they lost their point guard, and I'm coming in to play point. I'm like, yo, we can, you know what I mean? Like we can really, really do something. You know what I mean? So, and that's all I was thinking about. Like, look, and also, and behind that, in my mind, I'm thinking I want to win because I'm trying to be the best point guard in the country. That's what I was, that was my mental.
Okay.
I want to be the best point guard in the country, and I knew that comes with winning. You know what I mean? So I was like, yo, we got to win because there's other point guards out there that are saying better than me, and I want to be that guy.
During that year, what was some of the top teams y'all played? Some of the top games you remember?
Well, we made it to the Tournament Champions final. We lost.
I remember that.
Yeah, we lost to St. Anthony's. But they were number 3 in the country, and then we beat Irvington.
I was just talking to my boy Majid. He hit me when y'all posted it on Instagram. My boy Majid said, man, forget him, man. They knocked us off the TOC. I said, yeah, Irvington man. Was good back there too.
Man, Irvington was amazing. They beat they beat Shawnee. And Shawnee was number 4 in the country. And Irvington beat Shawnee. And then their next game was us, and we beat them.
Let's rewind like 2 games. How did it feel to go to your mom and them school and win the state title, bro?
That's the thing, like with Middle and me, man. That's my mother's my heart, man. She's like she's everything. She's everything for me. So that's even now, like I represent myself a certain way because of her. You know what I mean? Like you know what I mean? Like I walk around, people like, oh, you don't be crazy on the bench and all that. Like I'm at my mother's school, I'm representing her. When people see me, they see her. So even like to play for her school, and that was the first state championship in Middle Township, the history of the school.
Wow.
Yeah. So you know what I mean? Wow. So like I'm already want to be the best player in the country, but then this is my mother's school. Like, you know what I mean? Like we gotta really do this big because this is my mom, this is my aunt, my uncle. You know what I mean? So it's like a huge thing for me. Like in Middle's my school, but it has a lot to do with my mother too and her family.
South Jersey is not like that part where you was at, especially. It's not like a metropolitan or something big like that, like Middle Township and stuff, how crazy did it get for you? Like in terms of like notoriety, fanfare, and stuff like that, like in that area. I know it had to get crazy.
Yeah, it kind of. I'm like me and you always say, I'm real humble. You know what I mean? I'm very humble, but I also know who I am.
Mm-hmm.
But people don't even realize, like, to me, like, I'm doing it, but I like, after me, there was a line of kids that played college basketball.
Mm-hmm.
So I inspired the kids behind me. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I see. You know what I mean? After me, it was like, you could see 10 years, you can start naming off kids, Division I, Division II, Division II, Division III, that all came from Middle Township. And I feel like, I had something to do with that. They come to the gym and, yo, look how hard he works. Look what he's doing. Look at this. And then I'm giving it back. Yo, this is what they teaching at college. This is what they're. So when we won that state, you could just see that kids in the middle school, freshmen that were on our team, they were all thinking like, yo, state championships. It just raised the bar. The bar was, the bar was raised. So it was like, it was crazy. It's still crazy because people still talk about that team. And it's 30 years ago.
That's dope, man.
You know what I mean? Like people still talk about that team. So, it's a blessing, but it was a lot of hard work. And Coach Farraco was amazing because he coached me so hard that I think everybody else fell in line.
Okay. I respect that. I respect that.
Yeah,
and that's dope that he had the heart. He had the heart to coach you, because some guys get a talent like that and then they just don't really want to ruffle no feathers. So they don't really push to coach him that hard. You know what I mean?
Yeah. He coached me hard. Like he coached me hard. And it was every single day. And I even remember one time he took a drive with me in the car and we were driving in like this place called Avalon. They got all these big houses and he was like, "You gonna buy one of these houses one day. But this is how it's gonna be. Like this is how it has to be. But you're gonna buy one of these houses one day." So then after that, I was like, yup. You know what I mean? And he would yell at me and scream at me, and somebody else would miss a layup. "Lamarr, it's your fault. The pass." And I'm like, but I never said anything back. You know what I mean? I took it. And my mom told me, be a man, look him in his eyes. My mother never went running to the coach and, "Why you yelling at my son?" It was none of that. It was just, just keep going, keep pushing. You know what I mean? And he stayed on me. And, I thank him to this day for that.
Indeed. Then after y'all won the state title and y'all got to the TOC, then y'all had to run into these guys.
Oh, yeah. Man, oh, man. And
Tell me about that experience, man. How was that experience?
I knew them guys, man. Like they were, and that was the secret with me. I was going to Middle Township, but in the summers I was in North Philly and I was in North Jersey. You know what I mean? So I was always looking for the best competition. So I knew these guys. I played with these guys. I was up there with Sonny at the Y in Jersey City. I mean, like I played against these guys, so I knew what it was. But man, they would coach well, man. But it was the first. I remember the first play, I think I hit a pull-up jumper. Second play, I got an assist. Third play, I hit a 3. The next play, I touched the ball. I was double teamed as soon as I touched the full court. The rest of the game, like Coach Hurley was like, "Nah, that's it. You're not." He was like, "Nah, you're not doing that to us." Like that. He was like, "No," because
going into the game when you played them, was it a situation where like you wanted to be straight in attack mode, or you wanted to see how hard they hit first? Because sometimes people want to see. Let me see if this dude really that tough. Let me see how hard he hit first.
Yeah. No, I was like I told you, my mind was I want to be the best point guard in the country. You know what I mean? Like I want to be the best point guard. So I'm in attack mode. They had 2 Division I guards, and they had another kid going to Wisconsin. My thing was like I'm attack, and then I got to attack for my teammates to show them like, yo, we belong out here. We belong. You know what I mean? To set the example. So, but yeah, I forgot about that. I hit a pull-up jumper, and then I got an assist, and then I hit a 3. And next thing I turned around, it was 2 people on me.
He didn't even call timeout at night.
It was 2 people.
He probably just put up a finger. All right, go ahead, man. All right, it's over. It's over.
Yeah, man. I was like, yo, and to me, I was like, they're the number 3 team in the country, and they're double teaming me. I was like, they're double teaming me. Yeah, man. But nah, they were a great team, man. And you know, it was a blessing. But look, me being the competitor I'm so mad that they closed. I wanted to play against them now. So
talk about it.
That's how competitive I am, man. I'm mad they closed, man. You know, I was looking forward to competing against Coach Hurley and playing against them again.
Now then you went into your senior year, brother. 94, back-to-back senior year, back-to-back titles. Going into that year, did you know from the rip that y'all was gonna repeat?
I didn't know. I was like there's a lot of things people don't know. That, like I said, I went to ABCD going into my junior year. Going into my senior year, I could have went back, but like I was telling you, I wanted to be the number one point guard, and they were talking about Iverson. So in my mind, I'm like, where's Iverson gonna be at? They were like, Iverson gonna be at Nike. I'm going to Nike. I'm going back. Like that was
you wanted that real smoke.
I was like, yeah, I'm going to Nike. I switched. Then I probably rubbed Sonny the wrong way, but my mental was they're talking about this kid from Virginia, and I'm like, no, I want to play against him. You know what I mean? So, but the first day, I broke my foot, and we was in Indianapolis, and that was even then we was talking to Allen about what he had going on, and he ended up leaving early.
That's when they was flying him back and forth.
Yeah, that was I left ABC. I went to Nike just because they would talk about, this kid from Virginia is supposed to be this and that. He was the best point guard in the country. I'm like, nope, I'm going to Nike. So I went to Nike, but I broke my foot. But then that kind of like ignited, like, my senior year has to be big. Yeah, so I was already, like, when I came back, I was like really on it. And then we were lucky. Coach comes up to me like, y'all could go to the Beach Ball Classic, but we're going to play this dude named Kevin Garnett. Talking about he the best player in the country. And, and me, being a Jersey kid, Coach, let's go. We on like, let's go.
That's dope. How was it down there?
It was good. It was packed because right then he was going to high school in South Carolina, and the Beach Ball Classic was in South Carolina. So Coach was like, Lamarr, like, this is crazy. We're going to play the number one player in the country in his state. And I'm like, yes. So it was sold out. It was 4,000 or 5,000 people there to see that game, and we ended up beating them. Yeah, he had 35. I think I had a triple double, 37, 12, and 10 something. But in my mind, I want to be the best, so we got to play against the best. So I missed Iverson, but I caught Garnett on the back end.
Now, when you was out there with Iverson, was he good as advertised?
Yeah, he was. I was like, oh, this dude is fast. He's this. Like it was. But me being a Jersey guard, like I wanted to compete. I want to see how good I am. You know what I mean? So, but he was that. He was that good. He was that fast. He was that athletic.
I knew he was that nasty at Georgetown because Georgetown always been a big man school.
Yeah,
John Thompson used to start in the post. You know what I mean? The guards was decent, but it was always when he just let him go, bro.
Yeah, I know that was different.
I said, yo, he just let this dude just wild out.
They just let him. I never seen that. He changed everything up. Yeah, he started pressing and up and down, and you never seen that from them.
So during that senior year, when did y'all hit that spurt when y'all was like, yeah, we about to win this back to back, man?
Yeah, we were like, I think we were a target the whole, especially because we won the Beach Ball Classic. We beat Garnett, and then we won the whole thing. So even coming back, it was like a target on us, like, oh, they won the Beach Ball Classic. This is one of the better teams in the state. And we got everybody's best shot. But, it was composure. And we lost everybody from my team. I think I was the only starter back. Me and another guy was another. So, like, I had to be a leader and put confidence into my younger guys. You know what I mean? So I kind of led in practice. I was the hardest worker in practice, do all the drills, run the hardest. Coach was on me again, like just on me. And everybody fell in line. So, it was just, like I said, the bar was raised at Middle Township. Now it's like you got to win a state championship. That's just the bar now. Yeah,
now, I'm from Trenton. So then Princeton used to have to run into y'all those couple years, Bram Reynolds and them?
Bram Reynolds and them. We had to beat them twice.
Was it a game where y'all smoked them?
Yeah, my first year we bombed them. My junior year we bombed them. and then we lost everybody. And then I think my senior year, I could tell they thought they was going to get us. But like I said, I always felt like if I make my teammates better, it makes the team better. You know what I mean? So I gain my teammates get a lot of open shots. I get them layups, and just knowing if they're feeling good, they're gonna rebound harder, they're gonna defend harder, and then in the fourth quarter, I'll take care of everything else. You know what I mean? So
now take us back to that moment. Like you said, y'all lost all of y'all starters. You was the only one. Now take us back to that moment when y'all won it back to back, bro. And you knew, like, yo, not only did I win the first one, I won it back to back.
Yeah, that was like, I cried both times we won them. Like both times we won states, because it's not like winning a state championship in high school.
I never experienced that.
Yo, I know. It's nothing like it. It's nothing, especially in New Jersey. It's nothing like winning a state championship. And I've talked to like all the great players from New Jersey, and we all say the same thing. Even like talking to Wag about him winning his state, it's just, you know what I mean? Like, it's just, you can't explain it. So to do it back to back years, and I kind of knew in the back of my head, like, a lot of people don't win it back to back. You know what I mean? Especially in public schools. You know what I mean? In public schools, a lot of people don't win it back to back. So it was like an amazing feeling. And like I said, I was still chasing. I want to be the top point guard in the country. So this is what has to be done. You have to win. You got to win to be one of the top guards.
I mean, looking at your numbers, it was crazy. 31 points, 12 rebounds, six dimes a game. That's ridiculous numbers, man. Like going into the games, did you, like, when you saw dudes trying to guard you, did you just have that air of confidence, like, yo, this dude just can't guard me, period?
Yeah, but I think that came from the 6 a.m.s because I worked so hard on my game. It was like nobody, y'all not putting in the work I'm putting in. You know what I mean? Like, there's no way that you're putting in the work I'm putting in, and you're not as determined. You don't want it as bad as I do. You know what I mean? Like, it really didn't matter who we were playing against. My senior year, it really didn't matter who we were playing against. It was like me playing against me. You know what I mean? Trying to just prove to myself. And, you know, we used to go in crazy gyms. And I think one time we got police escorted in and all. And, like, I was so focused. I didn't even, like, realize that people talking trash. And, like, I'm not even paying it. It's bigger than that to me. You know what I mean? And those 6 a.m.s. And I would get 40 in a game. And the next morning I was walking down the street to get to the gym. Like, it was just work. Yeah, it was just like that. And I was looking at college basketball like, yo, I gotta play there in less than a year. Like, I have to be ready. So indeed. Yeah. So it was just focus, man. Just focus. And I just, like I said, the hard work gave me that confidence.
And everything paid off, brother. Yep. It paid off. McDonald's All-American, Round Ball Classic, Gatorade New Jersey Player of the Year. How was it playing being selected first at the McDonald's game before you even got to the game? How, like, because that's like a all hoopsters high school dream to say I'm a McDonald's All-American.
Yeah, it was unbelievable, man. Like, it's still, even like to this day, it's unbelievable. Wow. And I'm so humbled by it. Like, somebody will be like a McDonald's All-American nominee, and I'm like congratulating them. Yo, way to go, good job. You know, man, shut up, man. You played in the game. Like yo. Like, to me, I don't even I don't realize. You know what I mean? Like, but it was just like, it solidified like my work and what I was like going towards, and you know what I mean. It kind of like stamped me as one of the best players to ever come out of New Jersey, and you know what I mean. Like, it was just, and to me, still, it was always like New Jersey. Like, I'm representing the state. You know what I mean?
Who was in the game with you?
Well, Felipe Lopez was the best player. Yeah, Felipe was the best player, and it was in New York, and it was at St. John's, so he had.
I remember that. The
drums and
I remember that.
Like it was.
Yeah, they gassed that joint. I remember that.
Yeah, it was crazy. But me being me, we in practice. I'm trying to go at him, and then who else? Kareem Reed was in it. They were like, he's one of the best guards, and Steve Wojciechowski, he's one of the best guards. So I loved it because it was all the best guys. I'm not chasing you no more. Now we here. You know what I mean? Like we here. Like, let's play. Let's see who's the best. And so it was. I loved it I loved that week of the competition. You know what I mean?
How was the round ball, John?
Round ball was crazy. Like to meet Magic, the guy that I looked up to. You know what I mean? Like you know what I mean? Even like to meet like John Wooden. You know what I mean? Like to meet these people, it was just it's unbelievable. Like, it's a dream. So like to meet Magic, to be out there with him for a week, and just, you know, be able to ask questions and all that kind of stuff. And shoot, I remember he was giving me tips and all that kind of stuff. So it was like the round ball classic was great there too. And I think I had 16 and 10. I had 16 points, 10 assists in that game.
Yeah, you definitely used to be dropping them dimes. Speaking of that, man, we're gonna take a look at your high school career, man. We're gonna take a look at some things, man.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're gonna take a look at some things, man.
Greer again, 94 feet for the slam.
Hey! Yeah, they got a couple pilots there, but that's cool. I was putting on a show down that joint, huh?
Yeah.
Enjoy getting back to kids. Oh, I love it, man. Like in wintertime, they're coaches' kids, but in the summer, they belong to me. And
D, pull up.
Kevin Garnett. Take that stuff home. Lamarr Greer says, okay, you blocked the two.
Me right there.
Start to Greer, behind his back at the midline. Dribbles all the way to the hoop. Slams it on Kevin Garnett.
Whoa!
trying to get out of the way with a little bit of a
Yo, you ain't tell me you dumped for him, huh?
He said,
Fruit two.
Yo, you ain't tell me that, yo.
Yeah, man. I'll be.
Hold up, bro. You left that out, bro.
I
You left that out. You ain't tell me you dumped on him, bro.
Yeah, dog, I told you, man. I was looking for them dudes, man. It was a couple plays before that I got to the basket and he blocked it, but it was a goaltend. And I'm thinking like, oh, he jumped in late. Like he really think like I won't come in here. So it was a couple plays later and he came late, and then I just threw it down on him. But you just
Man, I definitely got to ask this question. You was a guard, and you definitely like playing the point. How did you get number 44?
That was back when Michigan had the big jerseys. So when I went into it, I was like, yo, what's the biggest jersey with the biggest shorts? And they were like 44. And I was like, look at me.
Like, how this dude got number 44? Like, what's that? I ain't no guard there. I thought maybe you like Derek Coleman because I was a Syracuse fan.
Michigan with Jalen Rose and them had the big shorts and the big jersey. So as soon as they gave the jerseys out, I was like, yo, who got the biggest shorts? What's the biggest jersey? And they were like 44. I was like, give it to me. And it was just, you know what I mean? That's how much I was watching college basketball. Like, it didn't even matter. I just wanted because of Michigan, because of the Fab Five.
Now, you and Stefano Anderson was regarded as one of the top duos to come out of New Jersey. How was your relationship in high school, and how was y'all able to play off each other so good?
It was great, man. You know, he established himself down there. So I knew, you know what I mean? I knew he was established. So I wanted just to add on to that. But I think he saw how hard I worked, and I think it pushed him to work harder. You know what I mean? And I was like, yo, Step, like I'm really on it. Like I'm not playing around, and you know what I mean? So our relationship was great because I respected him, and he had a little bit more fun. I was a little bit more serious. Like I was like way more serious. You know, he was like a little bit more lackadaisical and more fun. And you know, there was nothing wrong with that. It was just like I was I don't know. I was out of my mind focused back then. So, but it was a great relationship because he gave me my space. I gave him his space, and we played well together. And our games complemented each other. You know what I mean? He was a finisher, and I get him the ball where he liked it the best. So it complemented each other.
And you just did a noble thing, man. Recently, when he got his jersey retired, you could go into that and tell what happened, man.
Yeah, they were going to retire our jerseys together, like you know what I mean, like how we did back then. Everybody knows us as a duo, but I always felt like he deserved his own night. He established that culture down there, and I was a visitor to it. He established that, so I was like, man, that's I don't want to do. I want him to have his own night. I want to sit and watch him enjoy it and have it be all about him because he established that he was a big reason for that culture. He won a lot of games down there, and I came down there and I was happy to be a part of it, and happy he took me in and let me be a part of it, let me do my thing. So I was like, no, I'm not. We'll retire my jersey another night. Like we'll do it a couple years later. Like I don't need that. It's all about him. So yeah. So they were begging me, and I was like, no, I can't. No, I don't want to do it. Our principal, that's our principal now. She was our athletic director, and she kept, Lamarr, you got to do it. I was like, no, I promise you, I'll do it another night in a couple of years. But right now, it's about Stefano. It's his night.
That's dope, bro. That's dope. I know he appreciated that, bro. That's dope, man.
Yeah.
Now let's get a little bit into AAU. You played for Frank Berg. How did you hook up with that? Who were some of your teammates? What's some of the events and people that you remember playing against?
Oh man, Frank. I don't know. Frank saw it in me like when I was a freshman. Because back then, it wasn't 16, 15, 16, 17. It was one team. That was it. It was one team. So that's like me. I was a freshman playing 17U. And we were New Jersey All-Stars, but we had a mixture of Philly and Jersey guys. So, you know what I mean? But so it was like I was the youngest guy on the team. I was the guy. We would have 5 guys in the room. I had to sleep on the floor. You know what I mean? I was on the floor, and but Frank saw it in me, and he carried me with the team, and we were lucky. There was a guard from Trenton, not from Trenton, from Triton. He got hurt. We were at the Charlie Weber tournament down at the University of Maryland.
Yep, I used to coach in that joint. Yep.
And that was a big time tournament.
Oh, always, definitely. Charlie had his own smash down there, the whole DMV area.
Yeah.
He went to school to school, Georgetown, University of Maryland. He had that whole thing on Smash.
He had that was a big time tournament. And like I said, I was the freshman, and our guard got hurt, and he went to Lamarr. And I looked down like he threw me in there, man. And, I held my own, and that was the beginning of it. But Frank, I'm thankful for Frank because he saw it in me, in the beginning, and like to have all those guys. I mean, we had, I don't know, Farron Hand, that was the FLC with the Franklin Learning Center.
No, I don't know him. I don't know.
He played against Rasheed Wallace and them. But he was like 6'8". Kurt Luckman. He went to.
I remember Luckman went to Shawnee, right?
Went to Shawnee. Went to Florida State with me. Yeah. We had him, Tyrone Weeks. We had all these big guys. Like we was 6'7". 6'10".
So you had a joy playing the point.
Yeah, yo. Jason, what was Jason's name that went to Villanova? He went to Alany.
Huh?
Jason Lawson,
the big boy. Yeah.
We had Jason Lawson. So we.
Wow, y'all had a crew.
We had a crew, and me. I was like, and I was the young boy on the team.
Back when I coached, it was Boo Williams, the Kingwood Classic in Texas, the joints that Nike used to do. Boo Williams, the Kingwood Classic, but Boo Williams ain't had no facility then. You had to go out to the schools. Yeah. And then the championship would be at like Hampton or something.
Yeah, we went to Boo Williams down there. Yeah, man. Yeah. A lot of like big time tournaments we went to, and I was there, and it just, it kind of like just built my confidence.
That's dope, man. That's dope. Then it came time. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying, I was just thankful for Frank.
Frank's a good dude. I just saw Frank down at a TCA played somebody, and Frank's grandson was playing.
Yeah,
or his son. It might have been his son. I think it was his son. He said. He said it was his son. I think the kid is a freshman. They said he's pretty decent too. And And I saw Frank in the crowd. I think Rob Brown told me it was his son. Yeah. And I gotta get Frank on here, man. I definitely gotta get Frank on here. Yeah. Man. Frank, I definitely gotta get Frank on here, man.
Yeah, you know man. Frank is my guy, man. He saw it in me early, man. So he he just let me stay at his house. You know, it was just me and my mom and my sisters. So my mom be taking care of my sisters. So I had to stay at Frank's house every now and then. He would let me stay there and take me to games, and I was thankful for that.
All praises, man. All praises. Then you had to make the decision, man. Who was recruiting you, and how did you end up at Florida State?
That's the crazy. So it's crazy. I explain this to my kids all the time. Nobody had been through what I was going through, so nobody knew how to. And I was being recruited by everybody. Like you name it, they were recruiting me. Like it was like everybody across the country, UCLA, Arizona, Ohio State, Michigan. Like everybody was recruiting me. So nobody had been through what I was been through. Florida State was playing Michigan in a football game. And I'm talking, it was like number 1 versus number 2. And I'm talking to the coaches, they're like, come down for your visit, come down to the game. So, I'm like, yeah, let's go. Like, I'm gonna go down there. So I went down there and I saw it. And I've never seen anything like that. I've never been on the campus besides McGonigal Hall at the Sunny Hill League. And the Charlie Weber and Maryland. So I'm looking at Florida State like, yo, this is the best thing ever. I'm like, I'm like, yo, that's like, there's no. I'm on the field before the game that they yelling my name, and I'm like, this is the best thing ever. Like, I can't believe it. Like, this is crazy. I'm telling my mom, I'm going to Florida State. That's it. It's over. Wow. My mom didn't know. She like, you getting a free education? I'm like, yeah, Mom, they paying for everything. So she like, all right. Nobody knew to sit me down. Like, wait. Let's go see Arizona. Let's go see.
So you picked them on the first visit?
Because it was my first visit.
Wow.
Because of the football game.
That's deep. Oh yeah, you heard them doing that. Heard them doing the chop.
I heard it's 90,000 doing the chop, and I'm at the 50-yard line, and I'm like, yo, this is crazy. Like this is like I'm in.
I want to go there for a football game. I wanted to go so bad. We used to play it on PlayStation and all that stuff, and we used to turn it up when the crowd started doing that chomp. Yo, it used to be crazy loud.
It was crazy loud. And then, like, back to the New Jersey connection, Coach Kennedy is from New Jersey, and his family run Eastern Invitational. So I was there all the time. So I'm like, Coach Kennedy's here. He's a Jersey guy. I know his family. You know what I mean? But nobody had ever been through what I was going through. So nobody was there to say, hold on, wait a second, take your other visits. Let's see with this. Let's see with that. Like none of that. It was just Florida. It was because of that football game.
Did you ever look at any of the other schools afterwards and be like, yo, I probably would have fitted better at somewhere else?
Yeah, I always did. Yeah. Yup, I always did. But now, like I always tell people, even now, I try to be the person I needed when I was young. You know what I'm saying? Like I needed somebody like me to tell me, like, Lamar, wait a second. Let's look at Syracuse. Let's look at Nova. Let's look at, you know what I mean? I didn't have that. I was the first person to go through this.
Yeah, that's deep. That's deep, bro.
You know what I mean? To go through this at this level.
That's deep.
At the national level. Just imagine a 16-year-old kid going through, you got every school in the country calling you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
and it wasn't handlers and all that stuff like it is now. They had none of that.
Yeah, it wasn't handlers, none of that. And I was telling my mother, because my nephew, like he's top 20 in the country now, and he's going through it. So I'm talking him through it.
Who your nephew?
My nephew, Caden Samuels. He plays in Maryland. So I'm talking him through it now, and talking my sister and her husband through it. And I was like, Ma, you don't even realize, like Coach Boeheim used to call, and Grandma used to hang up on him. Like, why are you calling this late at night? Bang and bang. And I was like, Grandma, that's like serious. like nobody, like,
yo, that's crazy.
That's the funniest. Coach Crimmins will call Georgia Tech. Why are you calling at 7th? He's eating. Bang, hang up on him. Like that's how much like nobody had been through. Like,
wow, that's deep, bro.
Like nobody. I was talking to somebody down in the middle, and they were like, I remember when you was being recruited. Somebody called Coach Krzyzewski. I couldn't even say his name, and I was like, it was Coach K from Duke, and they were like, yeah, we ain't know how to say his name, so we ain't know how to pass along the message. And I'm like nobody.
Man, it's an understatement to say you was before your time, bro.
Yeah, like it was like nobody. So then and that's how I ended up at Florida State. It was the football game. Miami versus Florida State, #1 versus #2. They said come down for the football game. And like I was saying, I grew up in the Sunny Hill League, so all I knew was McGonigal Hall, North Philly.
You was at the Miami, Florida State. That's crazy.
Yeah, like you know what I mean. That's when they was like,
and they knew what they was doing by telling you to come in.
They knew.
We got him. He ain't never seen nothing like this.
They knew, and I was on the field, and they like Lamarr, come here, Lamarr, and I'm like, I remember calling my mom, like, Mom, that's it, it's over. Tell everybody, your coach, tell it. I'm like, Coach, tell UCLA and Arizona no. I was like, they were like, well, they're gonna give you a free education. All right, it sounds good, and that's how it happened.
So once you got there, what were some of the major adjustments you had to make early?
It was so many, man. Oh man, it was so many. The pace of the game, the physicality, even I would say before that, and I tell a lot of kids now, when you're recruited, you're not the only kid at your position. I had to go there and prove myself. When I got there, there was a senior there that was waiting to be a starter, and it was a sophomore year. You know, they've been waiting their turn to be a starter at the point, and here I come. So there was like a target on me, like from the first day, and it was like all out war. You know, like it was like a war. So like, you know what I mean. So even like earning my spot as a star, I started 4 years. So like earning my spot and keeping my spot in practice, and you know what I mean. And I was lucky, like you said, like I knew how to facilitate. We had Bobby Sura, who got drafted the year after.
Yeah, Sura was nice.
You know, he was tough, and you know, I was facilitating. He like, yo, this kid gets me the ball. You know what I mean? Like he gets me the ball. So, you know, I was able to facilitate. And the one thing I didn't realize was as hard as I worked in high school, I had to work even harder when I got to college. You know what I mean? Like it was like I had to work even harder when I got there, because we was in the ACC, so that was Duke twice a year, Carolina twice a year, Maryland, they were topping it twice a year, and it was just like it was a whirlwind. But I always feel like New Jersey prepped me for it, and you know what I mean. So I went in there, and I think I held my own.
What were some of your most memorable moments playing there?
Oh gosh, it was so many, man. Like it was so many. Like playing at Duke all the time. We played at Duke for like every year. Playing at Madison Square Garden, that was huge. We played Kansas at Madison Square Garden. We played Michigan at Madison Square. Kansas had Paul Pierce. Yup, Kansas had Paul Pierce. I remember. I was telling somebody, one of our sophomores, I said my first away game in college was at Arizona, and my matchup was Damon Stoudemire.
Ooh, your first game in college?
That was my first away game.
So you just played the state finals game, and then you go out there, and then they talk about our first game is you got to play against Damon Stoudemire.
Damon Stoudemire. He was a senior. He was the rookie of the year the next year in the NBA. And then, yo, Lamarr, you got the kid Stoudemire, and I'm like, and you know it's 17,000 in Arizona.
Wow,
you can't hear nothing. That was my first away game against Damon Stoudemire. But even in our league was like amazing. Like I could go down the names: Travis Best and Randolph Childress.
I played with all of them on Coach K basketball game.
Yeah. And that was my freshman year.
Yeah,
like that was the ACC. Like that was it was every night. You might lose Wednesday to Duke, but then Sunday you got to go play Carolina, and then you got to go to Maryland, and they got Joe Smith. He was the #1 pick, and Tim Duncan was at Wake Forest, and like this was like the norm. You know what I mean? So it was How was it in terms of you think it was less pressure for y'all, being that it was a football dominated school? A little bit, yeah. It was a little bit, but it was still pressure. Especially me and my classmate Corey Lewis, because we came in as McDonald's All-Americans. You know what I mean? So it kind of like, you know what I mean? Like, so there was like, oh, all right, Coach Kennedy, you got a good recruiting class. Like you gotta, like you gotta win. And you gotta, you know what I mean? You have a good showing out here. So it was a little bit, me and my classmate Corey, we added a little bit more pressure because we were McDonald's All-Americans. So yeah, but they threw us into the fire. Both of us started as freshmen. So,
yeah, I like that. My man ain't sit around and say y'all gotta wait y'all turn and do this and do that. Like, just came right in. So it turned out not to be a bad choice because it was like you got a chance to play right away. You know what I'm saying? Because I seen kids pick schools, and this was before this ultra transfer thing that everybody transfer every semester. This was before that. I seen kids pick schools, man, and don't even get off the bench, bro, for a couple years, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think that, like, one of the mistakes that a lot of kids make is, one, nowadays, they don't really watch college basketball, for one.
Yeah, that's very true. That's very true.
Yeah.
That's very true.
Yeah, and when they go to the game, even if the team let them go to the game, they never sit behind the bench to actually see how this dude actually coaches.
Yeah, exactly. That's very
You get what I'm saying? So now he gonna come to your living room. He gonna sell you.
You
get what I'm saying? But you don't know how he is in that huddle. You don't know what he's saying to people. You don't know how he talk. You don't know how. You know what I'm saying? It's a whole different ball game. I remember being at Duke when I went to go see Duke in Syracuse at the Cameron, right? And Krzyzewski was so crafty. He knew how to curse them out, but he knew how to turn away from the camera. So now I'm sitting at the scorers table, like at Duke, the press people sit upstairs and the regular people sit downstairs. So I had my tickets, I'm sitting right by their bench. It's right by their bench, right? So like where the score tables of a regular game would be at, if you was at a regular game, bro. He's cursing them straight out, but he turns away from the camera, so people don't really know what he's saying.
He lets them have it, man.
I saw that, bro. That, bro.
He lets them have it, man.
And he was the first coach that I seen that the team was on the court warming up, right? Now me, I never been in the Duke game, one of them kind of games like that. So the team on the court warming up, they warming up. I'm like, yo, where the coach at? They get done warming up, then he comes out.
Y'all said,
yo, the team get done warming up, then they announce him.
And they announce him. Yeah, that's how they do it, They announce. I remember that. They announced the team first, because here comes Duke. And they come out,
And that was crazy, man. That was crazy. So give me a summary of your college career, bro.
Oh, my college, it was amazing. Like it was amazing. You know what I mean? But it was things, like I said, in my mind, I always try to be the person I needed. There was nobody that really prepared me for that, because nobody had been through it. Coach Fracco, I love him like a father, but he never been through it that level. My mother never been through it that level. Even my family being a basketball family, I was the first one to like break through like that and go. So nobody had ever been through it. So I went there and I didn't. Mom, I don't like it here. I'm leaving. You know what I'm saying? None of that. I just had to work, and I learned how to work and work hard and fight through adversity and then a big thing. My junior year, guys like me or whatever, but I got to spend like a week with Tim Duncan while he was preparing for the draft.
Wow.
So I worked out with him, and I was like, yo, I'm not working hard enough. And I went from there, and I went up to Boston, and I did the David Wesley camp.
I heard about that.
Yeah, David Wesley and Rick Fox. And I went up there, and I stayed up, and they welcomed me in. But then I saw them, was like, yo, I'm not working hard enough. I'm not. It's another level.
Another level to it.
It's a whole nother level. And then I came home, and I was in Philly, and I always think like Aaron McKee. I really think Rick Brunson. Rick Brunson was huge for me because he was on me hard. And I was like, yo, and then we played, and we played pickup, and then they were eating fruit and all that. And I saw them, where y'all going? And like, yo, now we got to go back down to Temple to get our shots up. And I was like, yo, all this time, like we pick up and I go home. Y'all, after that, y'all go and this is what. So my junior year, going to my senior year, I learned like, yo, this is how you really have to work. Like you got.
Yeah, I saw your numbers went up in your senior year. I went through the whole stats. I could tell you had a different type of focus.
My senior, that's what it was. That summer, that summer I spent time with all those guys, and I was like, oh, I really like. There's a whole nother level to the work.
Once that career over, you know, everybody has their aspirations of making the NBA, get drafted. When those dreams didn't become reality, how did you handle that?
It was just back to the work. You know what I mean? Like, it was back to work. That's why I said Rick Brunson was big. Rick, I always tell Rick thank you when I see him, and we chop it up. But seeing him, he was a journeyman in the NBA, so he would be in the summer. I would be with him. He didn't know where he was going, but he was just working hard. You know what I mean? He was in the gym working hard, and he for some reason he was always on me. Lamarr, you out of shape. Lamarr, you don't work hard. Lamarr, you don't. He was on me. Like, he was like on me, and in my mind it was like, yo, this dude he really don't like me. But then he got a summer league out Chester. Lamarr, meet me out there at 8:00. We got a game. And I'm like, wait a second, you don't like me, but you want me to play with you all the time. What? But then after a couple of years, then he found like, yo, I was really trying to turn you into a pro. I was trying to give you, you know what I mean? Like, I was trying to just be hard on you, and Rick always think I'm playing when I say it to him, but I'm serious. You know what I mean? And I asked Jalen one time, like, Jalen, your dad always like, he's like, yeah, man, that's just him. Like, that's
I'm
how
gonna
he
tell you a crazy Rick Brunson story. So I go to the game. I got in the game when they played when Camden played was it Roman? What was the big game they had in South Jersey when DJ and the other boy from Philly was freshmen? I think, did he go to Roman? What school did he go to? The boy that's playing in the NBA now that went to Mount Verb.
Yeah, it's Roman, Jalen Duran.
Bro, so we get it now. This game crazy. It's super sold out. This around it. You know what I'm saying? It's going crazy now. It's in Cherry Hill. It's going crazy, right?
Yep.
We get in. I get in. I got my man Littell and them. He knew I was the media back in the day. Whatever. He got me in or whatever. You know what I'm saying? He left me passes.
Yeah.
We get in. We sitting in the first row. Me, Anthony Hogarth's dad.
Yeah, that's my man. Yep, that's my man.
Me and Hogarth sitting there, right?
Yeah.
Rick Brunson comes in. It's mad people in the first row.
Yep.
Rick Brunson comes in and tells the security dudes, we want all three of these rows. Everybody gotta go. And I'm looking at this dude like, bro, I ain't moving nowhere, bro. But I'm looking at his face. He dead serious. I'm like, bro, this gonna be an issue because I ain't moving nowhere, bro. Like, it ain't nowhere to move. This joint smacked.
Yep.
So Hogarth goes over and talks to him, right? So then he said, all right, but guess what? Y'all gonna sit by my bench, then y'all gotta sit right here. Now, this what amazed me, bro. This was the first time I ever saw him coach. What amazed me was his attention to detail and how hard his assistants was coaching.
Yes.
Like a lot of dudes be having, especially in some schools, and a lot of times in I be seeing in some public schools, they be having like the assistants be chilling. They got sweatsuits on and they just chilling out and they look good and stuff. Bro, these dudes was charting deflections, rebounds. Everything. All of them had charts. All of them was working. Here, ask them something. Everybody was on point.
Yep.
But I didn't know at the time he was developing them so they could get their own head coaching jobs later on.
That's Rick.
But it wasn't ran like a typical high school coaching staff, bro.
Nah, that's how Rick do it. Rick gets you ready. You know,
I saw that.
Rick gets you ready, man, and a lot of people don't like him, or he coaches hard, and that's how he is. Like and then if you can survive it, he's the best dude in the world. Like he's the best guy in the world, man.
So then you took your career overseas. I mean, I almost forgot. This portion of In the Spotlight podcast has been brought to you by A-Game Hoops. A-Game Hoops. Come to get the best tournament experience in the world right now. There's not that many tournaments in the country that have more teams than A-Game Hoops. Check out A-Game Hoops. You can register at agame.com, agamehoops.com. You can register at agamehoops.com. Check out my man Carl Hines. He got it popping over there. A-Game, man, one of the top sponsors for basketball spotlight events. Make sure you log on to A-Game Hoops. Check out the different tournaments they got during the year, man. Next, you took your career international, bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
Talk about the experience of playing in different countries. What was your favorite country, and talk about the experience of playing over there, man.
By far my favorite country was Italy. Like by far it was Italy. But it was amazing. One of the best things was my junior year at Florida State. I went with the USA team to Japan. So I was like, I forget it was U19, whatever it was. So we went out to Japan, and I got to like realize, like, see another culture and travel and see all that. And I'm thankful for it, because it was kind of like letting me, like, I got a little taste of what it was like to be overseas. So then moving to Italy, it was like my coach, I'm thankful for him, because he said, Lamarr, you're gonna make a lot of money over here, but you gotta learn how to play with other great players. That's a big thing for Americans. They don't know how to play with other great players.
For real?
Yeah, you know, like sometimes it's hard. You know, they don't want to accept culture, and you got to do it the American way, and this is how we do it in America and all that. You got to kind of learn their game. You got to.
Now, back then, was it like you only could get like two per team or 3 per team?
Yeah. Back then it was like 3 per team. Yeah,
okay.
It was like 3 per team. And you know, it was like you got to accept their culture and learn their game. It's all completely different game. So I bought it, and like me being consistent with who I am, I started watching European basketball, and just start watching it more, and started learning the game and started learning how they play. And to me, I was adding to my, what the kids call now my bag. Like, all right, so now I got the college game, an American college game, American NBA game. I watched that. Now I'm adding the European game. So I'm just adding more knowledge, like picking up more knowledge of the game.
What were some of the big contrasts to the USA game?
A lot more physical.
I heard that.
It's a lot more physical. The crowds are like college. You know what I mean? The crowds are like college. And I was lucky because my teams were like, in Italy, we were like one of the best teams. We were playing in the Italian league, but we also played in the European league. So I got to travel to different countries and play against, the best teams in Greece, the best team in Spain, the best team in Russia. So I got to see even different cultures, but like going to Greece, they're throwing stuff at you. It's rowdy, and you really got to like focus and you know what I mean? And as the point guard, I got to run a team. You know what I mean? Like, I can't be involved in this and that and this. I got to run a team. And so it's more physical, but there's a lot about the team, and you got to know how to get yours through the system. It's not like, yo, watch out, I'm the best player and all that. No, you really got to learn the system, and you got to get yours through the system. And I did the best thing ever. I started learning a little bit of their language.
Wow.
I could communicate with my teammates on a whole nother level as the point guard. You know what I mean? Like,
that's dope, bro.
You know what I mean?
That's dope.
And the other thing was that made me comfortable. I took my wife and my kids were with me.
That's super dope.
Yeah. Like,
how many years were you over there?
I was in Europe 13 years.
Dang, so your kids literally grew up over there.
My kids grew up in Europe. Yeah, my kids pretty much grew up in. And another best thing about Middle is I met my wife in Middle and Middle. So we were together in Middle. We went to Florida State together. We went to Europe together. Like, it was just
dope, bro.
So she's dope. Like, you know what I mean? Like, her and my mother, like, they're like my backbones, and it stabilizes me, and I can focus on basketball. You know what I mean?
Your mom was a single parent?
Yeah. My dad he wasn't around. They weren't together. But my dad, his side, my father's side, that's the basketball side. My Uncle Lynn and my cousin Lynn, and like you.
That's tremendous. That's tremendous for you to have that kind of dedication coming from a single mom, bro. She did a hell of a job, bro.
Yeah, but and I always say like when because she was a teacher like 43 years. She was a teacher. And I used to see her work hard, work summer jobs, and I always say like I have the work ethic of my mother. It's just in a different thing. You know what I mean? It was just like I put it towards basketball. She put it towards supporting her kids. So you know what I mean? So I have that work ethic like my mother, and I'm learning. I'm a teacher like my mother. Like, I teach the game. Like, I can't help it. Like, if I see a kid doing, yo, stop, you can't do that. You got to do it this way.
That's dope.
You know
what
I mean?
Dope, man. That's dope, man.
I always credit that to my mother. I'm like, yo, I'm a teacher like she is, but it's just something different. You know what I mean? It's at basketball.
Was the Italian food taste the same like it do over here?
No, it's not even close. It's so much better over there. It's not even close, man. It's not even. I used to come home like, and I was lucky because we were winning, so I would leave here like beginning of August. I wouldn't get home till like the middle or end of June. So like, it was like the whole. When I came home, I went to eat pizza. The pizza over there, the sauce, the cheese, everything over there was so much better.
Wow.
Here, like it was hard, so I just would wait. Like, I'm waiting to go back. Like I'll wait to go back before I eat pizza. Right?
That's dope.
Yeah, it was a completely different thing. But Italy. I did my first 3 years in Italy, and like that's by far my favorite country.
Yeah, that's dope, man. That's dope, man. So then you how was it when it was time to retire, man? And that feeling of making that transition back to regular life.
That was hard, but my kids were getting older, and they wanted to come back to high school and play high school basketball. And
that's dope, man.
You know what I mean? So it was kind of like I felt like I could have kept playing, but it was also like I always felt like, you know, everybody sacrificed so much for me that it was like it was my turn. I'm like, all right, look, it's about my kids playing high school basketball and me being around and all that kind of stuff. So, but it was like, you know, people say about this like it's a hard it's a very hard transition. But I
know. That's why I like bringing people on and talking to them about that transition. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm about to share this joint on. I'm gonna try to share it on your page, or I can't even. It won't let me tag you on there. But bringing them on that I'm gonna send it to your page as soon as we get done. Bringing them to that transition. I talk to people about that and the mental health aspect that goes along with it. You know what I'm saying? Coming back into regular society and now having to work and do all those kind of things, man. How long did it take you to get used to it?
It took me a couple years. Like it really took me a couple years like to really get used to it. But my wife and my mother were like amazing, and my older sister, like she's like a mother to me too. Like they're amazing, and they know me. You know what I mean? Like they just know me and know what I need.
It's good to have a good support system for that, man. Good support system.
Yeah, the women in my family are like just, you know, they the backbone. Like everybody sees like all the men in our family are successful at basketball, but it's really like the women are like the backbone of
that's so dope,
our
man.
family. But it took me a couple of years, and the biggest thing, and I'm always grateful for Camden, because my youngest son ended up playing at Camden.
Corey, right?
Corey.
Yeah, he played in my tournaments, man. I used to love watching him play, man.
Yeah, Corey's a monster, man. Like,
I know. I remember.
And I helped out at middle, and then it was better for Corey to go to Camden, you know, just for the stage and all that. And but like I was saying that to say that because I used to after practice I used to just shoot with Corey, just rebound for Corey because he just loved to work, shoot. So then I ended up. Next thing I know, like, you know, another kid from Camden wanted to shoot, and me being me, like, come on, man, I'll help you out. You need to work on this. So now, like, I'm helping all the Camden kids out. You know what I mean? But this is helping me. Now I'm getting into like somebody else, to other kids, and next thing I know, like, yo, why don't you help at practice? And I'm like, well, I'm not doing nothing. So I help at practice. And next thing you know, like, I'm coaching summer league games. I'm running the off-season stuff, and Camden was amazing for me, man. They were like, they always say I was amazing for them. They were amazing for me because they brought me in, and they brought me into their culture. And Coach Valori was there. Vic Karstafen was amazing. You know what I mean? That was mind blowing to me because I used to watch Vic at Camden High School. And I was like, yo, look at this. He's nice. That was mind blowing to me. So that just to be around Vic and like learn things from Vic, and you know what I mean, and bounce things off of Wag. You know, me and Wag used to like just have conversations and all that stuff.
Their fans passionate, bro.
Yeah,
they're passionate people, bro.
They're passionate, man. I love
bro.
it.
When I was going to the state championship games, I would see people in the stands with jackets on from like 1953. Yeah, like the varsity joints, 1974.
Yeah.
So I'm like, yo, like they passionate, bro.
They are passionate, man, and you know I love it, man. I used to love it, man, and they like, and then a big thing with me and my family, they treated my wife amazing. My mother became the scorekeeper You know what I mean? Yeah.
That's
So
dope,
they embraced, but that was great for me. You know what I mean? Like to break out of and break into like normal society and out of the, you know what I mean? And break out of it. You know what I mean? So, that was the best. I always say that was the best mentorship ever for me. You know what I mean? To start thinking of being a coach. You know what I mean? That was because it was high level basketball, and they were teaching me every phase, how to run a program, how to do everything. So that like came to high school was amazing for me.
Then you came back over and you coached at your alma mater, man. How did this transpire and just come into play?
They, middle, like we said, middle is like traditionally like the boys basketball middle is like this, the standard is high. It was really high. And then, they were like having rough times and we were losing kids to Wildwood Catholic. People were coming, even like if you go through every single kid that came out of there that went to Division I, they were all Middle Township kids. Even Jordan Hall that went to St. Joe's in the NBA, he's a Middle Township kid. These are all Middle Township kids. So losing the kids, and then you know what I mean, and then like the kids not coming to middle, and we're losing games and all that. So I remember getting somebody sent me a screenshot of a score. They lost. It was in Middle's gym, and they lost to like Cherry Hill West. It was like a blowout, and it was like, oh, it's time for you to come home. You know what I mean? It's time. You know what I mean? Like it's time to come home. So then like I was up in Camden. I was fine, but then like it kind of hit hard. Like, then I started checking like, oh, it doesn't look good. You know what I mean? I went to a game, sat far away. I didn't want nobody to see me and whatever. And I was like, it just didn't. So then like the competitive side is like, this is home. Like it's not supposed to be like this. And you know what I mean? So then I was the administration there and the community there. Everybody was happy I was back. And they embraced me, and they embraced my passion. Like I'm crazy. I got the kids everywhere. I got them working out everywhere.
I love it, bro. I remember when you got the job, I hit you up like, yo, congratulations, man. I said, yo, I love it, bro.
Yeah, man. So, but I also understand that it's like you got to have the whole picture. It has to be right. Like I demand our kids are right in the classroom. You know what I mean? I'm demand that they're the right kind of people in our community. Because if you're not doing that on the court, you know what I mean? I can't trust you on the court. If your grades are low, I can't trust you. You know what I mean? So I embrace our teachers, and I embrace our principal and vice principal, and we work together, and we're all on the same page. And you know what I mean? Like, so it's a good thing we got going on down there. And, everybody sees the wins going up. And that's because the behavior of the kids is turning.
Love it, bro.
You know what I mean?
Love it. We need that discipline back, man.
And that's what, the discipline. I heard Hurley said something, and like I said, I'm always looking to like get more knowledge. I look to the guys that have done it, and Hurley's like, the kids haven't changed. Kind of like the people around the kids have changed. So I was like, no, we're gonna do this the old school way. It's gonna be discipline, and we're gonna play a certain way, and we're gonna act a certain way, and we're gonna conduct ourselves a certain way. And I'm not saying it's perfect, but we hold them to a standard. You know what I mean? If they get out of line, we let them know. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So we let them know. And, and in today's kids, it's a little bit different. It's a little bit harder. But, my staff, I have an amazing staff. And, we're all on the same page. We're on the same page as the teacher, the same page as the vice principal. We're on the same page with even the superintendent. You know what I mean? Like we're all on the same page. It's for the betterment of the kids. You know what I mean?
Dope,
so
man.
I kind of understood that going in.
And when you got back there, I think before you started coaching or while you was coaching, you had a big moment, man. They retired your jersey, man.
Yeah, they finally talked me into it, man.
Talk about that for a second, man.
Yeah, they finally talked me into it, man. Like our principal now, she's amazing, and she was like, Lamarr, because to me, the state championship say enough. You know what I mean? Like I don't need that about me. It doesn't have to be about me. And she like, Lamarr, like it's more than you. Like it's our community, is how you make people feel. Like she really talked me into it, and Coach Fracco talked me into it. So I finally agreed to have it, and they retired my jersey. But to me, it was like seeing all my teammates like come back. You know what I mean? That's the big win. You know what I mean? Like seeing all my teammates come back and all the guys from that haven't played that middle, like they were all there. You know what I mean? Like this, so that means a lot. Even now, like at our games, all our guys are coming back and watching games, or
That's
they're
dope,
watching
bro.
it on the live stream. Like it's bringing it back. You know what I mean?
Bringing
so
the culture back.
Yeah, it's bringing the culture back. So that's, and I mean, I love having my jersey retired, and you know they hung it up, and now they got my McDonald's jersey hung up in the hallway, and
That's
and
dope,
I look
bro.
at it, you know what I mean? And like to me, it's like I don't need it, but then sometimes it's always like wow, like that's amazing.
Yeah, let's take a look at the what's the name, man.
I've been telling Sharon for months I hate all this attention with me. I'm more worried about winning this game against this team over here. To me, tonight is more of a program night. Because it was me, but it was the program that got me there. And it was all about the program. So it's a celebration for me. I know my name is going up, but it's all about the program. And I was doing it for the guys coming behind me. The guy before me taught me how to do it. So then I started teaching the guys behind me and pulling them. And it's just about the program. So tonight is a celebration for me, and my name is going up, but I'm really happy for the program. Thank you for being here.
Bro, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
One thing I'm gonna say about South Jersey dudes, bro, because I was around that was nice. You and D-Wag, y'all too nice. Y'all too soft-spoken, bro. Y'all would have been talking smack, yo. Like, yo, I remember when that first time I talked to D-Wags and stuff, and I like, what's up? How you doing? He like, hey, brother, how you doing? I'm like, yo, if I would have scored 100 in the game, I would have been super arrogant. Yo, y'all mad nice and humble and polite and stuff, man, and this and that, man. But that's a testament of y'all upbringing, though, man. That's a testament of y'all upbringing, bro. But I would have been talking it, bro.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
All right, now we almost done, brother. Now back to your coaching. I got a couple things to talk about with that. Okay. Now you got some other Panthers down the road, man. Now, do you ever think you're gonna be able to get over that Great Wall of Camden, bro?
I love it. I love it. I love it because it's pushing us to be better. You know what I mean? Like I have a different outlook of what they have going on there. You know what I mean? And I have a connection to it. Like I know all those people. When we played them this year, it was like literally like hugs, and they got 6 guys that sit on the front row of every game, and it was like a real hug from them. All of them, you know what I mean? Like that's like a second home to me.
That's dope, bro.
But what they're doing is also pushing us. You know what I mean? Like we don't complain about it. We compete. You know, we
love it. I love that attitude, bro.
Yeah, they beat us. Let's work harder. You know what I mean? Like let's work harder. And we know what they're doing. And we got to do more. Like when they're at an event, we're at the same event. Like we here too.
I love it. I love it. I love that. I love that competitive nature. There'll be a lot of dudes doing a lot of crying, man. Yeah, like lace them up and let's go, man.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's get better. Let's get better as players. I got to get better as a coach. My staff got to get better as a staff. Our weight trainer Ryan, push him harder. You know what I mean? Like let's get better. It's gonna make all of us. It's gonna make all of us better. So you know what I mean? I don't really complain about that. I say, let's get better. Let's compete. Let's get better. Let's go to war. We look forward. We look forward to playing them this year. This year we lost by 20, but it was almost a purpose of not playing zone. I wanted our kids to feel like we're not scared of them. We're gonna play you man to man, full court, like we play everybody else. You know what I mean? So I wanted our kids to feel that we're not scared and we're here to compete with them. So that. To me, this year was the first move in the chess game. You know what I mean?
Ooh, he talking in over here. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, ain't no running over here. I love this.
Yeah, yup. That's how that's how I see it in my mind. That was the first move in the chess game.
All right.
So
Next up, because you hinted on something that I want to get at. Should non-public schools be banned from the county tournaments?
No, I don't think so. No, I don't think so. This is Jersey, man. This is, you know what I mean? I have a lot of pride in our state and our high school basketball. And like I said, if you see Roselle Catholic getting better, get better. Get the chance. Get better, man. Get better. That's why I love Phil up at Elizabeth, man. I love that dude, man, because he was at London and Elizabeth, and he didn't run. He has all those schools. They rank number 1 in the country, number 2 in the country, and he go beat them. And he's not running from them. He's not making excuses. You know what I mean? The one year they had Nas, and they had Nas. They had Briscoe. They was 6'10". Phil's biggest guy was like 6'2".
I know. No excuses neither.
There was no excuses. You didn't see him in the paper complaining about it. Nothing like let's get better. You know what I mean? Coaches, let's get better. Let's learn the game. Let's coach better. You know what I mean? Even like we played College Achieve this year. You know what I mean? Everybody was College Achieve they brought in 11 guys. We could have, nobody knows this. We were supposed to play them on a Friday, and Deuce Jones wouldn't have played. Because he had to sit 30 days. I told them, no, move the game back so y'all can have Deuce.
I love that, bro.
Y'all can have the transfers. We could have played them without the transfers. And I
love that, bro.
And Dave was like, yeah. I'm like, yes, we want you to have everybody.
I love that, bro.
And let's compete. And then next year we're coming to you. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna come to that game too because I live around there. I live at the shore. I'm gonna come down there.
Yeah, and me and Dave already talked about we're coming in up. They're like, well, we're bringing in this guy. We're bringing it. All right, well, we'll be there. Let's get the date. Let's get the date.
Speaking of Dave, so charter schools have their own state tournament bracket.
Oh, that's a tough one. That's a tough one. I think that would simplify it if they did. Because like with Achieve this year, you don't know what group to put them in. Like group 1, group 2, group 3, group 4.
Yeah.
But I love what they do because I'm right now that I'm coaching AAU, I know a lot of those kids that played at Achieve, and they're good kids, and they're just they're just trying to get to college. They're trying to get their education paid for, and you know what I mean. And Dave's a great coach, and you know what I mean. So that's all they're doing. The kids, they're not trying to do anything wrong. They're just trying to make their way. So I think if they have their own. Yeah. But then but still, public schools and private schools, don't be afraid to schedule them, play them. You know what I mean? Let's.
My thing was, nobody was saying this when they was losing by 50. You know what I'm saying? When everybody was beating up on the charter schools, putting them on the schedule, alley-ooping on them. You know what I'm saying? Smacking them in the first round of the tournaments, and nobody cared. You know what I'm saying? Nobody cared that was in Group 1. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So I don't know. I always think that the better the teams are in New Jersey, it should push everybody to get better.
Indeed. Next one, and this was a big one. The Camden versus Manasquan controversy.
Oh, that's
now. This is what I want to ask: how would you have reacted as the losing coach, and how would you have reacted as the winning coach?
Oh. I don't know. I think I'm weird. I probably would have had the same reaction either way. Because I'm always trying to set an example for my boys. You know what I mean? Like I'm trying to groom men here. You know what I mean? And that's bigger than any game. So I would have been humble either way. I would have been upset, and I feel both sides. You know what I mean? And I know both sides. I'm close to both sides. Because us three right now.
I'm trying to get Malik on here, man. I've been covering him since he played for Corey Irvin. I reached out to him at a text. He ain't even hit me back. Hit him up and tell him I'm trying to reach out to him, man.
Yeah, I will. Yeah, I will.
All right.
Yep. But like I said, like us three, Camden, Manasquan, and now Arts, we're all pushing each other in group 4, group 2. But yeah, that's a tough one. There's a lot about that I didn't understand. But a lot about what happened I didn't understand. But I understand both coaches. You know what I mean? But the coach from Manasquan, he's a good guy, man, because he he took it. He the way he presented himself for his kids and was strong for his kids and all that. So, but I understand both sides. But that was a tough one, man. I even saw one of the kids last night. I was working out with one of the kids last night from Manasquan, and it came up. So it's still hurting the Manasquan kids.
If you was the Camden coach, I know, but Malik was in a tough position. Like, do you accept that win? Do you what do you do in that situation?
You have to accept the win. There's nothing.
Yeah.
There's nothing.
Things
nothing
happen.
you can do about it. Yeah. But it's not even you. It's the ref. The refs made the call. We go by the refs. We shoot when they make a good call, bad call during the game. We still go with it. Yeah. So that's a tough position.
Yeah. That was a tough one right there.
Yeah.
Next up, we got like 2 more of these joints and we done, brother. This one right here was big down your way. Because it not only happened to them, but it happened to a few other teams. How do you feel about when Atlantic City got suspended and other teams been getting suspended with players coming off the bench not able to go to the state tournament?
Oh, that's a tough one. Me personally, I see the culture of sports right now as far as like AAU games.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like just AAU games, people like fighting refs, people getting in fights, parents fighting and all that. So me personally as a coach, like I just said, I try to set an example for my boys. That's why you'll never see me going crazy over there. You'll never. I'm setting that example for them. I'm even setting an example for like my program, my school, my community. And you know what I mean? So I try to conduct myself in a certain way. So my team conducts themselves in a certain way. So we're never put in this position. You know what I mean? So that was a tough situation, you know, to be in, and both teams had guys come off. So
that's what I'm saying. I'm looking at the joint. They got people on the floor.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the picture. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking at the picture. Like they got people on the floor. Now
so that's what I saw. I saw both teams had guys come off the bench. So it should have been equal to what happened. So I do.
Now, but do you think the rule is too harsh? Like to lose the whole tournament, not to be able to go to the whole tournament.
Yeah. What was that? How bad was when Camden got into that thing? Didn't they get into it with
Camden? Was more. It was some physical contact though. It was
physical contact
and all of that kind of stuff. This and that. But just the fact that you really have to drill your players because it's going to be an emotional response.
But
you get what I'm saying?
You have to drill your players, and the angle that we take is our guys are trying to play in college. This is how you got to conduct yourself in college. You can't come off the bench in college. You don't see players from Kentucky running on the floor. You don't see the celebrations. You don't see all that in college. So that's the angle I take. You know what I mean? With our kids, all of y'all are going to play in college. So we got to conduct ourselves now. We're getting ready for college now, and we're going to conduct ourselves a certain way on the bench. We're going to conduct ourselves. We're not celebrating after we score. We're not talking trash. We don't talk to the refs. You know, we conduct ourselves. But that's how we conduct ourselves because we're getting our kids ready for college on and off the court.
I love that.
Yeah.
Next up. Is AAU basketball good or bad for the culture?
Oh, let me turn my light on real quick. Oh, that's a hard one. Some AAU basketball is good for the culture. Not all. You know what I mean? Not all. Right now, honestly, like it's money driven with a lot of it. Like it's money driven. The prices, like to get in the tournaments, and it's money driven. And I come from a person that's seen how the European kids are being developed. Because I played with a couple of guys that got drafted and saw the work they were putting in, the tour days they were putting in, and we're not doing that here in America. You know, kids, even our kids, like, yo, win the next game, coach. Win the next game, win the next tournament. No, tomorrow you got to go in and you got to lift. You got to make 500 shots. No, it's not just wins the next game. When Even, you know what I mean? Like I said, our kids aren't perfect. You know what I mean? Our kids, some of them, they're hurt when they got to live. But a game come up, all of a sudden they all right. You know,
ready to
like,
play again.
Yeah, they ready to play again. You know what I mean? So like, yeah, so some AAU, like, and I understand, like I said, my nephew's going through, my nieces and all that, like playing on the Nike circuit, playing on the Under Armour circuit, playing on the Adidas circuit. Like, it's good basketball, and you see the best against the best. But kids still got to understand, like, you have to get in the gym and put that work in. Like, they got it. You got to get in the gym. You got to put that work in. And like I said, I've seen it firsthand in Europe. In Europe, they are in the gym every single day working fundamentally.
Yeah, I saw Gino Oriema said that they play. He said they practice 6 times a week and play once.
Yes.
Where America, they practice 1 time a week and play 6 times.
And play 6 times. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
And that's a fact. Yeah, that's a fact. You know what I mean? That's a fact. And that's how it is. And like I said, I'm somebody that's seen it firsthand. Like, Dennis Schroeder was on my team. He was my backup point guard in Germany. And I saw the work that he was putting in every day, like 2 days, every single day. He was putting that work in, putting the work in. And, you know, and now he's in the league and he's doing his thing. And like our kids here, they just, win the next tournament. Where are we going here? Why are we going here? Like I get mad. I'm mad at our kids now. Like, I can't get them in the gym. Like, oh, you got to get in the gym. You got to get shots up. And when kids are missing shots, and I'm sitting there, no response. And I ask them, why am I not mad you missing shots? I'm like, because you don't work at it. I don't expect you to make it because you don't work at it.
That's real right there.
Yeah, like you don't work at shooting. So why am I going to expect you to make a shot in the game if you don't work at it?
That's real right there.
Yeah, and our kids, I feel bad for our kids because I still play. So I'm in there working out, and you're not working out.
Wow.
So it's like, all right, your coach is doing it, and you not. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's different, man. Kids entitled and stuff now. It's a whole different ball game, bro.
It's yup. But our kids, man, I stay on them, man. Like I'm on them. So, yeah.
All right, this the last slide. Then I got 2 other questions. Next one. Give me your New Jersey high school Mount Rushmore.
Oh.
4 slots, brother.
4 slots as far as players?
Yeah. On their high school career. And I don't care what they did in college, NBA, high school.
Only high school.
And you can include yourself if you want. It's up to you. But give me your 4 Mount Rushmore.
4.
Yep.
Oh,
that you've seen.
That I've seen.
Yeah.
Hurley has to be up there. Bobby Hurley. Yeah. Bobby has to be up there. I love man. I'm too competitive. Like I think I could be up there.
Talking, bro.
I only say that because like winning 2 state championships and then like averaging a triple-double. Like it's unheard of.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's unheard of. So Bobby, I'll stay with who I am. I won't put myself. Bobby has to be Wag. Wag goes up there. You know what I love was Roderick Rose.
Yeah, high school, right? Yeah.
In high school.
Yeah.
Rod was different, man. Rod was different. And then the last one I would put Tim Thomas.
Can't argue with that.
Yeah,
definitely can't argue with that. Can't argue with that. Can't argue with that, Mount Rushmore. Speaking of them, I gotta ask you this, bro, because I looked this up. And you went there, right? Explain to me how Milt Wagner and DeJuan Sr. is not in the South Jersey Hall of Fame.
Wow. I didn't know that.
Look up the list. They're not on there, bro.
Wow. Oh, I gotta make a call about that one.
Look up the list. They're not on there, bro.
They not on there?
Nah, neither one of them.
And like I said, they pushed the culture. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
they pushed South Jersey basketball, and all the guys that had to compete with them got better.
It got to be something else to it.
It has to be.
Yeah, they're not on there though. Greg Barr on there. I looked it up because somebody had went or one of my boys that's a ref, Chili. He went when Gene got inducted.
Okay.
And he told me, and I didn't believe him, and I went and looked it up. I went through the whole list. They're not on there, bro.
Oh yeah, I gotta make it. Oh, I want to know why. Because Wag, his
he got the most points in the history.
Like the most in the history, and people don't notice about him. His IQ is like through the roof.
Yeah, that's
like,
crazy. That's crazy,
like,
right?
Like you know, and he helps. If he sees a kid, he's gonna help. You know what I mean? Like he's like me. He helps kids. You know what I mean? He gives out knowledge and all that stuff. So like just not having him on there. Wow, I want to know why.
Yeah,
wow.
We're not on there.
Yeah,
last two questions. How you feel Lamarr Greer is going to be remembered?
Oh man, that's a good one. It's right now. I think at first it was a player, but I also think I'm like reinventing myself now as a coach.
All facts.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's like now that's a good question. I'm reinventing myself as a coach, and I have the same drive. I'm going to be the best coach in the state of New Jersey. I'm going to be the best coach in the country. And I coach our team like that. I always tell them, like, if we play Mount Verde with our habits, we would be ready. We would be ready. Like you know what I mean? Like we would be ready, and that's how I coach our team, and that's how my assistants coach our team, and that's the standard we hold ourselves to. So the same habits that I had as a player trying to become the best in the country, I have now as a coach. So I think I'll be remembered like as being humble, probably too humble. Like you tell me, my assistants tell me all the time, like, man, you need to tell them.
I'm telling you out. Oh,
yeah, like you need to, and I even walk up.
Ain't nothing wrong with that, bro. The Most High hates pride, and He loves humility, man. So that's something I had to grow into, though. I was terrible before, you know what I mean. Yeah. And when I went through what I went through, it changed my life. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah. Last question. Give me a situation you feel that God helped you get through, so you could be a motivation for others, or a testimony for others.
Oh, that's now. You know what? And it probably is not having my father in my life, because it made me a better father. It made me a better grandfather. It's making me a better coach. Because like I was saying before, like I'm being who I needed. You know what I mean? And and I'm not saying my dad wasn't, like, I saw him, but he wasn't, you know what I mean, every game dad. And you know what I'm saying? He wasn't that, and he was dealing with whatever he was dealing with, but you know what I'm saying? And that was hard for a kid. Like, imagine being a kid, you top whatever in the country, and your dad's not at the game.
I definitely understand what you're saying.
So you don't, you know what I mean? You don't understand what's going on with your mom and your dad. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't get it. So, and that, it's frustrating, but I've learned that, like, it made me a great dad, though. You know what I mean? Like, I love my kids unconditionally. I love my grandkids, like, unconditionally. You know what I mean? I pour into all the kids that I touch, like, whether it be AAU or high school, or, you know what I mean? Even like middle school kid, like I always try to be like who I needed and give direction like I needed as a kid. And nobody would even know that. They're like, you was McDonald's All-American. You was, nah, like I didn't, like I was just, you know what I mean, trying to figure it out on the way.
Bro.
You know what I mean? And I'm glad I did that, because now, like I said, my cousin Lynn, he came behind me, and now my son.
He played in my tournaments too.
Yeah, like you
he was tough. He was tough.
You go down the line of Greers that are coming up.
Yeah,
it was like Uncle Mar was the first one through. You know what I'm saying? Like Uncle Mar was the first one. You know what I mean?
Dope.
So
that's dope.
Yeah, so so that's probably the thing. That's the biggest thing I go through. You know what I mean? Like you, like I still fight with now. You know what I mean? Like I still struggle with now, but you know what I mean? But it's pushing me to be a better person, man, husband, father, uncle, coach. So
I'm proud of you, bro. And I want to thank you for coming on, man. And I'm proud of you, bro. I want to make sure that you get your flowers as a player, and now jumping into that coaching career. You know what I'm saying? I got some stuff coming up that I'm gonna reach out to all y'all coaches about. That I want to see if y'all could come out and support. And when this thing done, I'm gonna send you over the YouTube version. I'm gonna share the Facebook version with you on
Okay.
the Facebook thing, and then I'm gonna send it to my thing that create the clips. And you're gonna get tired of me posting clips, bro, because I'll be having clips for days, bro. So I want to thank you for coming on, bro. Now you could go watch the draft. I know we went long and stuff, but I just had a lot of stuff I wanted to talk about, man.
Nah, that was beautiful, man. I appreciate you having me on here, man. And
Well, no doubt, brother. Holla at Malik, man. Tell him I'm trying to get at him. I got clips when he was playing when he was a young boy. Tell him I'm trying to get at him, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna see him this weekend. Yep.
All right.
Yep.
All right. Thanks for coming on, brother.
All
right, no doubt. Yeah, man, that was Lamarr Greer on, man. And next week we got another special guest coming on, and I look forward to announcing him soon. And he definitely was a baller. And this In the Spotlight podcast was definitely a good one. I can't wait to do the clips. This is Mike. Enjoy the rest of your night. Shalom.